Hey everyone, welcome back to Speak English Fluently podcast. I'm Emily.
And I'm Alex. We're thrilled to have you with us today. If you're here to improve your English fluency, you've come to the right place. Today, we're diving into one of the most relatable topics ever, daily routines.
That's right, we're going to talk about our routines from the moment we wake up to when we go to bed. It's a great way for you to learn how to talk about your own day and pick up some natural expressions. So, Alex, let's get into it. How do you start your day?
Well, my mornings are all about structure and setting the right mood for the day. I wake up at 6:30 a.m. sharp. I've trained myself not to hit the snooze button because I've found that it just makes me feel groggy. Instead, I sit up in bed, stretch my arms, and take a few deep breaths to wake myself up fully. Once I'm up, the very first thing I do is drink a big glass of water. I've read that it's good to rehydrate your body after hours of sleep, and honestly, it does make me feel refreshed. Then, I head to the bathroom for my morning routine, brushing my teeth, washing my face, and sometimes splashing a little cold water to really wake myself up. After that, I move on to the kitchen to prepare breakfast. I like to keep it simple but nutritious. Most mornings, I'll have a couple of scrambled eggs, a slice of whole grain toast, and some fresh fruit, usually an apple or a banana. While I'm eating, I try to stay away from my phone. Instead, I'll jot down a quick to-do list for the day. I think of this as my moment of calm before the day really begins. How about you, Emily? What's your morning routine like?
That sounds so organized, Alex. My mornings are a little more relaxed, but they're just as important to me. I usually wake up around 7 a.m., and unlike you, I can't resist hitting the snooze button at least once. Once I finally get out of bed, I make my way to the kitchen and put on the kettle for some tea. I'm a huge tea drinker, and my morning doesn't feel complete without a warm cup in my hands. While the water's boiling, I'll open the curtains to let in some sunlight. It's such a small thing, but it instantly lifts my mood and helps me feel more awake. For breakfast, I love something hearty but easy to make, like oatmeal with a drizzle of honey and a handful of berries. Sometimes I'll add a little cinnamon for extra flavor. While I'm eating, I like to listen to a short podcast or some calming music. It sets a peaceful tone for the day ahead. Once breakfast is done, I tidy up the kitchen and then head to my room to get ready for work. I usually pick out my outfit the night before, so that saves me some time in the morning. By 8 a.m., I'm at my desk and ready to start my workday.
My workday starts around 8:30 a.m. I like to jump straight into my most important tasks because that's when I feel the most focused and productive. I usually work for about 2 hours without interruptions, but around 10:30 or 11 a.m., I'll take a short break. During this time, I might make myself another cup of coffee or grab a quick snack, like a handful of nuts or a granola bar. This little break is my chance to recharge before diving back into work. I'll often take a few minutes to stretch or step outside for some fresh air if the weather's nice. It's amazing how even a 5-minute walk can clear your mind and boost your energy. By the time I get back to my desk, I feel ready to tackle the next part of my day.
That's so true, Alex. Taking breaks makes such a difference. For me, mid morning is usually when I start to hit my stride. I try to schedule meetings or calls during this time because my mind is sharp and I feel more prepared to engage with people. If I don't have meetings, I'll work on projects that require deep focus, like writing or brainstorming new ideas. By the time lunchtime rolls around, I'm usually starving. I try to eat around 12:30 p.m. I'll either make a salad with lots of fresh veggies and some grilled chicken or heat up leftovers from dinner the night before. I like to sit at the dining table instead of eating at my desk. It feels more like a proper break, and I can really enjoy my food without distractions. Sometimes I'll watch a short episode of a TV show or catch up on messages from friends while I eat.
After lunch, I get back to work, but I make it a point to ease into it. The afternoon can be a bit of a slump, so I try to plan tasks that are less mentally demanding. For instance, I'll reply to emails, organize files, or prepare for upcoming meetings. I also make sure to stay hydrated. I always keep a bottle of water on my desk and sip it throughout the day. Around 3 p.m., I'll have another short break, usually with a cup of tea or a small treat, like a piece of dark chocolate. It's my little afternoon pick-me-up. After that, I focus on wrapping up my workday. I like to spend the last half hour reviewing what I've accomplished and planning what needs to be done tomorrow.
My afternoons are pretty similar. I usually hit a bit of a low energy phase around 2:30 p.m. So I'll take a quick walk around the block or do some light stretching to wake myself up. I find that stepping away from my desk, even for just a few minutes, helps me refocus. Once I'm back, I dive into more creative tasks. For example, if I'm working on something artistic or brainstorming ideas, I do it in the afternoon when my mind is a bit more relaxed. By 4:30 or 5 p.m., I start wrapping things up. I'll make a list of what I didn't finish and prioritize tasks for the next day. It's such a simple habit, but it keeps me organized and reduces stress.
Evenings are my time to unwind. After finishing work, I like to go for a walk or do some light exercise. It helps me transition from work mode to relaxation mode. Once I'm back, I'll spend some time preparing dinner. I love cooking. It's almost meditative for me. I usually keep it simple during the week, like pasta with a fresh salad or a stir fry with lots of veggies. After dinner, I might watch a movie or read a book. If I have extra energy, I'll work on a hobby like sketching or playing the guitar. By 9:30 p.m., I start my bedtime routine. I'll brush my teeth, do a bit of skincare, and then wind down with some journaling. Writing down my thoughts or reflecting on the day helps me relax and clear my mind before bed.
My evenings are quite similar, but I focus more on relaxation. After work, I usually make a quick dinner. Something comforting but not too heavy, like soup or roasted veggies with quinoa. Once I've cleaned up the kitchen, I light a few candles and settle into my favorite spot on the couch. I love to spend my evenings catching up on a good book or watching a series I'm into. Around 9 p.m., I switch off all screens and start my wind down routine. I might do a short meditation session or some gentle yoga stretches to relax my body. Then I'll prepare for bed with a skincare routine and some herbal tea. By 10:30 p.m., I'm usually in bed, ready for a good night's sleep. Hey everyone, thanks for staying with us. Now it's time to break down some of the most useful words and expressions from our daily routine conversation. These will help you sound more natural and fluent in your English conversations. Let's dive right in. So, we mentioned groggy when talking about mornings. It describes that tired, disoriented feeling when you wake up and aren't fully alert. For example, I felt groggy after staying up too late watching a movie. It's a common feeling after a bad night's sleep or hitting snooze too many times.
Exactly, Emily. It's a relatable word for everyone. Another example could be, she was groggy after her afternoon nap, so she needed some coffee to perk up. It's a simple yet descriptive way to talk about being half awake. Next, we used a head start when talking about starting the day early. It means getting an early advantage in something. For example, waking up at 6 a.m. gives me a head start on my day.
I love this expression. You could also use it like this: if you finish your homework early, you'll have a head start on the weekend. It's such a positive, proactive phrase to use. We talked about hearty in the context of meals, meaning filling and satisfying. For example, a hearty breakfast can give you energy for the whole day. It's commonly used to describe food that's not just delicious, but also substantial.
Right. It can also describe emotions or actions, like a hearty laugh, which means a loud and genuine laugh. Another example? After the hike, we enjoyed a hearty dinner with friends. Now, let's look at catch up. We used it when talking about work or socializing. It means getting up to date with something or someone. For example, I spent my lunch break catching up on emails.
Another example could be we met for coffee to catch up on each other's lives. It's versatile, working for both tasks and relationships. We also used unwind to describe relaxing after a busy day. It means to let go of stress and feel calm. For example, I like to unwind in the evening by reading a book.
Definitely. Another example is listening to music helps me unwind after work. It's such a peaceful word that fits perfectly into modern life. Here's another one: burn the midnight oil. It means staying up late to work or study. For example, I had to burn the midnight oil to finish my project on time.
Absolutely. Another example is students often burn the midnight oil before exams. It's a great way to describe late night productivity. Finally, wind down is similar to unwind, but it focuses on gradually relaxing. For example, I like to wind down by watching a light TV show before bed.
Exactly. Another example is the party started to wind down around midnight. It's a softer way of describing the process of calming or slowing down.
That's a wrap on today's vocabulary breakdown. These words and phrases are incredibly useful for talking about your daily routine.
Don't forget to download the PDF in the description, where we've included all the vocabulary with examples for you to practice.
If you enjoyed this episode, hit that like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for more episodes to help you speak English fluently.
See you next time, and don't forget, practice makes perfect.